What's up, guys? I got a little carried away with this video and forgot to introduce what the podcast is. Balcony AUX Chord is a podcast where we try to build this music community online, and we're not here to critique music. We're actually here to talk about our emotional connection and our stories and our opinions on the music as well as life. So in this episode, we talk about what it means to be an urbanite, what it means to live in a city. And I invited PK onto the podcast, and it got a little crazy. We have a few words from him now. Enjoy the podcast.
Yo, mic check, balcony aux chord. Haha, baby, 1 2 1 2. Here's a little intro for you, man. Hey, mic check, 1 2. This is your boy PK with your boy Mark and Effendi. We here talking at balcony aux chord. We talking about that good music today. So check in, tune in. What's up, baby? Let's go.
1 2 3, let's go.
Welcome to the Balcony aux Chord podcast. Let's go.
Balcony AUX Chord.
Balcony aux Chord.
Welcome everyone to the Balcony AUX Chord podcast. We're back again this week. We have a special guest.
Very special.
My dear friend PK. Say hi, PK.
Yo, mic check. What's up, balcony aux chord? What's up? My name is PK.
Mr. Passacord. Let's fucking go. I'm so
Yeah,
excited.
Yeah.
So tell the audience like what you do, who you are. I'll fill in the gaps
yourself.
if you
Introduce
don't.
yourself.
Yeah, introduce yourself.
Oh, cool, man. Introduce myself. Yeah, all right. Yo, everybody. My name is PK. I'm a model, actor, movement artist based out of Bangkok. Just here chilling with my boys, Mark and Effendi. I met them a long time ago. They're my hustle boys back in Vancouver, BC. So it's a real pleasure to be on this podcast with them. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah, but the one thing I think you forgot out of that is PK is a creator. Like he just creates a lot of like content. He creates a lot of art. Creates a lot of like anything you can imagine. Like PK's probably dabbled in that before, and
Yo, shit, man.
I'm very happy and very honored to have PK on our podcast.
Yes, sir.
I've known PK since we were in high school, and we went to Law Daw, which is a military training
Daw.
together,
Yeah.
and
Back
we
when
were
started.
like just like boys hanging out on a Saturday, just having fun.
Yeah, man.
And
been a real minute.
PK finally connected with Effendi as well
Yes, sir.
when we went to university together. So we all went to the same university at one point.
Yes, sir.
Can't say PK graduated from that same university,
no, man,
but
no.
Not-
Not smart enough for that uni of yours.
I haven't either, bro. Don't even worry. Like, I'm like
All
5
right,
years and
brother.
a half in. Like, that's kind of tough.
All right, brother.
That's kinda
I feel you, man. It's okay, man. That's what
Well-
smart, man. I left early, man.
Yeah, there we go. He skipped a few grades, bro.
There you go. skipped it.
Yeah.
But PK, okay, so what we're gonna talk about today is kind of city living, urban
Alright.
living, or like this like urban culture.
Cool, man.
I kind of brought this up to you because whenever I think of you, PK, I kind of think of this like urbanite of some kind. Like you're always like out in the town living. Meeting people.
Yeah.
Also, you have a history of like. Obviously, we're all from Bangkok, so we're kind of certified to talk about this.
Yeah, my roots.
And
yeah.
you, in particular, you have lived in New York. I've lived in London. Effendi, not so much.
Not so much. Just Vancouver, bro.
No, Findy's living
But
that good life, man.
yeah. But my point being that like I think it'll be interesting to talk about this idea of living in a city, what it means, what are like the the connotations behind living in a city, what kind of sounds do you hear from it. So
That's a lot of
I
questions.
guess a good place to start is PK, what comes to mind when like you think of city living? Like what are the emotions, what are the images that come to mind?
City living, man. I mean, city living, like, that's a big question. What do it mean? What does it mean to live in a city? I mean, like, there's a lot of cities out there, right? There's like small towns, big towns. There's like, metropolitan towns and everything. And I mean, growing in Bangkok, what it feels like to be in Bangkok. I mean, First of all, it's home, so it can't feel like it doesn't feel like anything too much foreign for me. And I was born in the streets. I was born between the jungles of the concrete jungles. You know what I mean? Like I've seen concrete since I was born. So like it's pretty normal, pretty easy for me. But the emotions associated, I mean, like definitely hectic, definitely busy, definitely popping. I mean, there's many ways to put this word, but it's definitely what's the word for it? Like a constant intake of information all the time, man, for sure.
Information, like information overload, I think.
Well, go on.
No, I was about to say like you said easy, like use the word easy, and what came to mind was I think it's also important to mention that we all went to private school, so we didn't have like the rundown city living kind of experience. Like we've had a more privileged upbringing, and to see like the city through another lens, I suppose. So I think that's important to just put it out there. But I just wanted to ask Afindi, you too, like what comes to mind when you think of city living?
Like basically the same thing as PK, man. Like and I guess the first thing that comes into mind, because the only like big city I've lived in is Bangkok, and like and like the first thing that comes to mind is like how everything is just jumbled up into one space. You know what I mean? Like even if like we grew up like kind of privileged in Bangkok, like like you see every people from like every walks of life, especially in Bangkok, like like you have like people like like on the streets, doing their thing. And then you have like the high rises where like really rich people live, and it's all like in the same space.
I think just to piggyback on that, like I having experienced both in London and Bangkok, it's such a mix of old and new at the same time. Like right next to a mall, Siam Paragon, there's a temple, right? And there's like right next to like Old Town, like Chinatown, there's like something new, like gentrified, like I don't know, like this like new age buildings, right? So I think like this mixture of old and new, like traditional versus like modernity, right? And I think what comes to mind for me personally is like trains. I don't know why. It's just the idea of like subways, sky trains, like that. Whenever I think of a city, it's always like off train, on bus, off bus. Like it's like commute, like you're trying to just like get around town. And it something about it just it just reminds me of the city, man. Just like
I mean, public transport is definitely something that is really important and key to the city. I mean, not everybody can afford the car, like in Bangkok a lot of people have a car too, but like I think the train is very significant to city living and whatnot, and like the fact that we have to be eco and everything. Yeah, man, trains are good. I like trains.
What do you really like living in the city? You like living in the city like that?
PK, do you like living in the city?
Well, when I was in New York, man, it was really convenient to just like hop on a train, go here and go there in like a split second, like it was convenient. It was very nice and convenient. But in Bangkok, I mean, in Bangkok, I don't live in the city. I live in Thonburi, which is like the west side of Bangkok or whatever.
West side,
which is it's kind of nice. I mean,
truthfully, not a lot of people live in Bangkok. People live in the suburbs, right? Like obviously, like we're just suburban kids, but like we've all experienced the metropolitan side of Bangkok. We've all been like, we gotta catch that SkyTrain now. We gotta run up the stairs. We gotta run down the stairs. We see like a motorbike. We're like jump on the motorbike. Like all that bullshit, So like, I think like it's fair that to say that we are like from the suburbs, but also like it's also fair to be like, I'm a Bangkokian, man. Like I've been raised this way. Like I only know this. Like
sure.
Yeah, but I guess the next question is like, what sounds in terms of music reminds you of being in a city?
I mean, PK. Like in terms of being in a city, man, like for sure, urban noises, man, like hip hop, like funk, like soul. That's the stuff I'm hearing. But at the same time, I hear a lot of urban music and electronic music. But because Bangkok is so different, because like you said, it's old and new. You also get a bunch of different noises if you look between the gaps. If you look between the soys, if you look between between the train stations, and you look into the streets of where people are living, and the little shacks that people are selling food, at like a very like economy price. You hear a lot of noises. You hear different noises, man. I mean, that's the good thing about being in a city. You know, it's not you have a concentration of hip hop or like pop or whatever. But like the good part about being in a city is that so much you can explore. You know, you can go into an alley and you can find like some like freedom fighting rock and roll. At the same time, you can also hear ethnic music. You go to Chinatown, you can hear ethnic noises and you can hear like folk. In the taxis and everywhere, you know, which is why I really like the city, because you can get a lot of the stuff out there. I mean, like, there's a lot of everything, man, and there's a lot of I don't know. I personally I like meeting people in the city who are in the city. That's the good part about being in the city, is that I get to meet people who come out of the city too, to find work. You know what I mean? Because it's the biggest city. Everyone comes into the city. Not so much people just from the city, but you know, like I said, people who come in the city, and you learn a lot out of these people too, and like the ways of life and what kind of music they hear. You know, like I got like homies around my house that listen to like like what do you call it, like Thai folk, and that's really like really nice. You know, sometimes So
PK is someone who appreciates a lot of wide variety of music. Like, we're gonna talk about it later, but like he was telling me how he's like folk driven. He likes a lot of folk music and likes a lot of like country music even.
Man. Yeah,
I'm maybe like Thai country specifically.
Yeah, well, no, I'm one of those rare breeds that actually like country, man. Everyone's like, oh, listen to anything but country. I'm like, dude, I like country, man. I'll go with that, man. You know,
like Western country music, like North American country music.
Yeah, give me some Western. I like bluegrass, man. I like old country. Shit. Not like neo country where it's like, you know, like Uncle Ruckus or whatever. I'm talking about like classic, like folk Bob Dylan or whatever the hell, you know.
Mark and I don't listen to country. I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, that's okay.
Uncle Rockers?
Like,
Uncle Rockers.
I mean it's like dang 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 dang, and like, you know, like got in my tractor, you know. I'm not talking about that. That's like new country, man. That's like after Bruce Springsteen and everything. I don't know, man. That's like
shit. I think it's interesting that you came from a genre perspective, like just because like when I kind of asked that question, I was more thinking of like the actual sounds of the music, because for me, like whenever I think of like a city, it's always like hectic sounds. It's always like the drums like it's always like, it's like jazz. You know, have you ever watched like a Bon Appetit kind of like cooking video at all?
Yeah, very fast.
It's always like fast-paced jazz, and it's like, and like a guitar is always like hectic, just like chaotic, kind of like.
This is true.
Obviously, like and like throughout this podcast, we'll drop some songs that kind of remind us of what a city living is. But Afindi, what comes to mind when you think of city living and sounds? Like what sounds do you hear?
Sounds like I think it's the same, man. Like for me though, the city is like, it's like you said more so. It's like, I think of it as like there's a lot going on, right? Like in the city, you know, like everything is so close together, and like people are living really fast lives. So obviously like upbeat music with like just a fucking shit ton going on, like percussion, like melodies, you know, a lot of things. Like that's what I think about. It's nothing really genre specific though. Like for me, it's just more about like tempo and shit, like tempo and like how much shit's going on. You know?
And most definitely.
You say that, but like I also have like songs in my head where it's quite slow and it's quite like sad, like kind of like living in a city makes you kind of feel like you're insignificant but significant at the same time. It's like you're the king of the world, but yet you're nobody in this bubble.
I mean,
you know, it's kind of like weird.
Like, I mean, you sort of the kings that you made it, that from your family, you made it to the city, but at the same time, you're also like amongst so many people. And I mean, like, it's right for you to say so. I think city does make you lonely, especially being in like places like New York or London. Vancouver could be lonely too in its own respect.
Vancouver is fucking lonely, bro.
That's because you gotta drive like 20 minutes to see nobody, man.
Because no one's here anymore, man. You guys are all like back in Thailand and shit. Like,
man.
That's tough.
I mean, Vancouver's lonely in its own way because everyone's so far away from each other, and you have lack of friends and everything. I mean, everything is about being in the city. It does make you feel lonely too. I accept that. Yeah.
Do you think like being lonely is just a thing everywhere? Like if you're out in the country with like nobody around, you're just like fucking seeing like cows and shit in the field. Like that makes you kind of lonely. Who the fuck are you gonna talk to a cow, man? Like
yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think it's all about the pacing of your own life too. You know, like how fast you pace yourself. You know, like I listen to like a lot of like upbeat music, but I try to also pace myself to a slow pace. So like I don't think that matters so much. You know, I mean, like at least if you're out in the city, if you're out in the country, you don't have FOMO. You can't have FOMO, man. Like there's nothing to miss out on unless like two cows are having a party out in the barns next door. You know, like yo, I gotta get there, man.
They're not gonna be posting on Instagram. Shit.
No, they're not posting on Instagram or nothing like that, man.
Yeah, I think that's I agree with that because when you're living in the country, right? Like you don't have these expectations to like meet anyone. Like you're just like there, and like you're out there in the countryside. You're just looking out into nature, living life at a different pace, right? But when you're in a city, it's a different kind of loneliness, or like it's loneliness on its own definition. When you're just like when you're in a city filled with millions of people, but you can't talk to anyone because there's like everyone has their own lives. Yeah, it's like kind of like a
nobody gives a shit about each other, man. In the city, like or like to a lesser extent.
Yeah, man. It has to tough you up. Otherwise, you're not made for the city, man.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, being in a city definitely toughens you up a little bit.
Yeah.
You're a little colder. You're a little.
Yeah. In some ways, man. In some ways, and in some ways, you also have to soften yourself down to like break away, and then you actually give yourself the opportunity to have new experiences.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like
whenever I'm in Bangkok, like whenever I come back from like Canada back in the day, I was always like a little culture shocked the first few weeks I'm back, just because I'm smiling everywhere. I'm just like, hey, how's your day doing? Like
nobody gives a shit.
Whatever. And everyone's like, fuck off, man. Don't talk to me. Just get your product and leave.
Just get your product.
Yeah. Is this in Thailand or is this in?
This is in Thailand. This is in Bangkok. Like whenever I'm just like, just on the BTS or something, like trying to like pay for the ticket and everything, and they're just like, yeah, leave.
Yeah.
Don't small talk me.
Yeah. Like I get it. Like you know how you like make eye contact with like a random person. Like here, you know, sometimes you like smile and nod a little bit. You know, you acknowledge like, oh, like we just had a moment. You know, you're a stranger. But in Thailand, when you lock eyes with someone, you just like you look down, you look away, you don't talk.
Yeah. A little bit. I mean, obviously there's exceptions. I can already think of exceptions, but I think that's the general feeling though. Like it's just like it's your own business. Like stick to your own, path.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a non-confrontational city, right? So people don't want to confront each other.
Non-confrontation, yeah.
That's like I think that's the core of it. But at the same time, there's I don't know, man. I don't need to get too cultural on this, but. I mean, they're that's why the why is so easy. You know, you don't have to say anything. Just one why is like enough respect, so that you don't have to actually make small talk to feel like you have to give them respect all the time of the day.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so that's what helps me get through the city because it's just about being and then sometimes it's easy because you don't have to talk to them.
Yeah,
it's a lazy way.
Like you can still keep your headphone on and then just go like this. You know what I mean? Just walk.
Yeah. Sometimes that works, man. But I mean, I don't know, man. Yeah. Just bouncing it out, I guess.
Yeah. I guess just to get into the meat of it now, like what songs remind you of living in a city? And PK first, if you can remember anything off the top of your head.
Man, you guys want to go first? Man?
Oh, bro. Fuck it. Mark, are you ready? You're usually the one who's ready.
I'll talk about it. Yeah, so I get reminded of this song by Yeek. I think that's his name, Yeeks, and it's called Shake. And it's just like really deep kind of bass riffs. And it's just like I said, it kind of reminds me of this like hectic kind of lifestyle.
Okay.
And it's like your life is always on the move, like and like I love listening to that when I'm like on the tube in London, and I'm just like, you know, like get off one train, get on another line, keep going. Like, you know, it's like it kind of like gets your heart beating a little, you know.
Yeah.
I think
in a little. You feel me?
you're just like doing that on the tube. You're just like, oh, dancing on the tube, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, no, but that's probably the song that comes to mind. And the other song that comes to mind when I think of like kind of like a sadder, you know, feeling to the city is "Do You Believe" by Supreme Jubilees. I can talk about this a little bit. Like, it's a song that talks about religious belief and like belief in God, basically.
All right.
And like,
all right.
And it's like so somber. Like you're just like sitting there, like wherever you are in the city, and you're just like, it's like questioning your beliefs. It's questioning like your value system. It's questioning like where you live, all that. Which is like it kind of gets me in that headspace of like, I'm pretty insignificant in this big city.
Damn, man, that's
highly recommend.
Right.
It's
I'm gonna go listen to it.
Damn.
On my Spotify right now.
I have that song saved. I remember playing that on my radio show once. Yeah, it's a good song. It's a good track, man. I don't remember it very well, but yeah. Fendi, you should listen.
What about you, PK?
What's your song, PK?
Ooh,
Fendi, you come up with one yet?
Shit, man. Yeah. I looked a little bit. Just to go off your little tangent earlier about fast paced music. I was thinking about like my time living in New York, because that was even faster. That was even faster than when I was living compared to when I'm living now. I think I'm living a life a little slow, but in the terms of pacing of like fast, man, I mean, jazz really comes to my mind, you know, like a bebop, you know, like almost as if, you know what bebop is, right? It's like improvisation over improvisation over improvisation, and yeah, you're like working on one beat, like tick, 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 and then like all the jazz and the trumpets are like going at it at a different place, man. So the songs I would like to share is in terms of this atmosphere is Rouge by Saint Germain, which is probably an unheard of track, but it's pretty cool. I don't know whether I should be. Can
you talk about it a little? Like what comes to mind? Like what does it sound like?
Oh, I mean, it's
what does it make you think of?
Well, it makes you think of like the city and the subway and like going underground to above ground to like on highways and like in the song's only 3 minutes, but it makes you feel like you travel 50 miles within 3 minutes. You know what I mean?
That's very city living. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the pra in my head is like 3 times faster than anything else. I mean, aesthetically, I think it really matches what we're talking about right now. And it's like a lot of like it's like a simple drum beat, but like it's super fast, like tick 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 tick. And there's just like this guy on the trumpet, and I think he's just blowing to save his life. You know what I mean? Like his lungs are probably bursting out. But like that's one of the songs that makes me think of the city living aesthetically, of course. And the other song that I'm thinking of on this tangent, just I guess to share. Is do you guys know the anime Cowboy Bebop?
Let's go.
I do. Yeah.
Yes.
Yo. You know what I'm talking about,
I
right?
fucking love that shit. Yes.
Yeah, I've never watched it. So I can't. Really.
Oh well,
just listen
Mark,
to the
you gotta
music,
hop on
man.
this, man. Whoever's on this, whoever is listening to this podcast, go ahead. Oh, is it? Yeah. Go ahead and go ahead and hop onto this. Hop onto it, man. It's really good. I'm not sure if it's on Netflix, but yeah, the theme song definitely touches like some like some like aesthetical, you know. It's good, man.
Is it kind of like Tron? Is it like
no,
Tron,
no,
like
it's
kind of
jazz.
techno?
Like it's the whole thing is
jazz.
jazz. It's like top to it's called Cowboy Bebop. Like PK was just talking about bebop.
Okay.
Like
Oh,
so like bebop means to improvise, and I guess cowboy is like a Western way of improvising, like the whole frontier, go wherever and you find something at the end of the road. And that kind of feels like country, kind of feels like urban music, I guess. I mean, I just don't. I don't want to. I mean, I can also talk more about like old school hip hop as well. I think that could also like. I think there's like two sides of a coin. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of pacing, I do feel like the music in terms of jazz gives me the pacing. It helps me describe the pacing as well. But in terms of like, I don't know, like at the same time, it also feels like rap in its own way is a bebop because it's a lot of improvisation. So I guess like, you know, like I think there's a fine tuned key. What I'm trying to say here between the subtext. Yeah, I don't know, man. Fendi, you go, man. You go.
No,
man.
I totally agree, man. It's like I get what you're saying. It's like living life in the city, you gotta always be on your feet, you know, like things change like that, you know, everything is always changing. Like you're walking in a city like 4 blocks, right? Like a couple of blocks, you can be in like a different neighborhood with like a different environment, different kinds of people, you know what I mean? And then like just a few blocks is like something else. But like in the countryside or in like a non-urban, I guess, like environment, it would just be like, you know, it's one thing. A small town has one vibe, you know what I mean? Whereas in a city, every block, every neighborhood is different. And that, like, I get what you're saying when it's like improvising, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you ride a bike in the city, it's just like, shit, like, you don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, things are constantly changing.
Yeah, man. I feel like, man, like a constant, like a constant trying to solve a problem at the same time. As you walk, you know, you walk and, shit, motorbike, man, woof, like, you know, you walk and you see, like, see some, like,
that's right. Like, I do feel jazz as well. I do feel like jazz is like a very fitting genre for like urban living, I guess. And but the song that I chose is like a slower song. It still is a jazz song, I guess, but it's a slower song. And this makes me think of like this song makes me think of like a late night, you know, late night, like very late night, early morning, like when you know nightlife.
Walking your friends home.
Yeah, like when nightlife is like died down. Kind of song, like in the period like night and morning, and it's called Layin' Low by MFSB, and I think MFSB stands for like mother, father, sister, brother.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, but the song is called Layin' Low, and like, you know, like I listen to it. Yes, you go listen to it. It's a good song, but I think about like, you know, a taxi driver in Bangkok, especially late at night, like 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning, when, you know, like all the nightlife people have just like gone back home, but like these people are still like, you know, like doing their job. Like there are like vendors selling kway and stuff like that, you know what I mean? That's
Do you say benders?
Yeah, like street vendors.
Vendors, man, vendors.
No, not vendors.
Yo, Mom, what are you thinking, man? What are you thinking, man?
It's just like just doing this while selling fucking noodles on the street.
Yeah, fucking water vendors out here, like
water vendors.
Yo, I'm from the water clan, dog.
Would be kind of sick, bro.
Would be sick.
Yeah,
I'd live in the city for that.
I fucking
that would be sick, man. Yeah. You know, I had this thought. I had this thought the other day, man. Sorry, I'm gonna do a little sidebar, man. I was having a little thought that I guess I feel like I want to share, man. I was thinking in terms of elements. You know, I was thinking about Bangkok, and I was thinking about Thailand. I was thinking about like, what sort of element do you think we are as a country?
Oh,
you know
shit.
What I mean? Like, you know, if, like, because you're talking about Avatar, you know.
Yeah. Just you have a poster in the back.
Yeah. I mean, like there's different regions to elements, right?
Yes.
And so I brought up this question to my own head. I was like, I wonder what element we are, and I don't know. I'm kind of concluding it. I think we're water, man. I think Thailand is a very
Bangkok?
water, like, yeah, man. Because like there's a lot of rivers run through, and we have like a tong, like, you know, like that's the river gods right there, you know, like I don't know.
I agree with you when you say water, but my brain says it's just Republic City, just to be a little nerdy here.
Republic City.
You watch Korra, PK?
Oh, I haven't gone to Korra yet, man.
You haven't gone to Korra yet, bro?
Okay.
Man.
So basically, Korra, there's a city.
I'm behind,
there's a city
man.
where like all the nations come live together, basically. So it's a mix. But I think just to get on your train, I do agree with you with water though.
That's
just
what I had in mind when you brought it up as well. Yeah.
Thai culture is described in like even academia as feminine. Like in
what?
the most like Yeah,
Oh,
like
so what does that
I read
even
it too,
mean?
and I was like, whoa, like interesting
No,
choice.
yeah.
But it's like gentle. It's like kap kap. Like very like.
I support that. I support
yeah.
that notion, man. I support that notion. I mean,
Yeah,
are you
I
finished?
agree with that too.
Are you finished, Mark? I'd go off the tangent a little
No,
bit more
please
if I could.
continue.
Yeah,
Continue,
I mean, on the thought of that, man, like, Buddhism is like a very big part of our country, right? We're like, politicalness aside, like Buddhism is the state religion here, sort of speaking. The king is also Buddhist, but less about that. But I think Buddhism is, or being religious is a very feminine thing. You have to kind of like, it's like a spiritual thing, and being in touch with the spirit takes a lot of feminine energy, divine almost. So like, shout out to Mac Miller, feminine divine. You know what I mean? But like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I get it. Yeah.
In some ways,
like the word on nom. Like, how would you guys describe the word on nom? Like you said it earlier, but like I want you to like clear, because like our listeners are probably more English speaking. Can you explain on nom? I think because I think that equates with the element of water like really well.
All right. So for my English speakers out there, on nom is sort of like this idea, like on is to be soft, and nom is to like kind of sway. So it's kind of like kind of like just you just being very polite, being very gentle. You're kind of like you're kind of like surrendering, but at the same time wrapping around. So that's like that's in terms of like physical metaphors. That's what it is in terms of like translation loosely. I think it's like humble, gentle and humble in some way,
Gentle
but
and humble.
and like accepting.
Yeah, and also like changing, sort of like changing, cause like how like like when you talk to like puyai or like older adults, right? Like you have to speak a certain way. Like you as a Thai person, you learn like culturally to sort of like shift yourself around every situation. And that's exactly like water filling a container. You know what I mean? Yeah.
100%, man. A lot of shape shifting here, and a lot of like betweens, and a lot of betweens,
We're like fucking Transformers. Everyone in Bangkok.
All water, man.
Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
Prime.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. The element of water in Thai culture.
I don't know, man.
But okay, you say that, right? So I think interesting, maybe a fun thought experiment is what song comes to mind when you think of Bangkok? Now that we've established the element of it, what song comes to mind when you think of Bangkok?
You go
because
first.
when I think of it,
is
it's not necessarily water. It's not necessarily gentle. Like I don't know about you, but like, the song that comes to mind isn't water. It doesn't seem water to me. It's always like.
Oh, what
something
song comes
more
to mind?
fast-paced.
This is a good debate. Yeah, go on, man.
Yeah.
Like you guys don't know this probably. It's a Thai song. Like I can't. I'm trying to. It's called "Leung Kam Kam," funny story by Yanin and Casino Tone. It's like a.
Whoop. Above my
Sorry,
head, man.
guys.
I have no idea.
But it's like
yeah.
It's like a cute like kind of like electronic kind of like upbeaty song.
Okay, what element does it remind you of,
though.
though? What element? Like, what comes into mind?
It's probably air, if anything. It's air.
Oh, really?
It's just like it's like ding ding ding. It's like it's nice.
So, are you saying you would describe like Bangkok as an air, like as the element of air, or are you saying Bangkok is like everything but what? Like, yeah, like what?
My rational answer is that it's Republic City and it's a mixture of everything, right? But
right, okay.
That's a good answer,
but
though.
it is, but it like to as Thai culture, not even Bangkok. Thai culture is water.
Okay, Thai
You get
culture is
that?
definitely.
But Bangkok
is
isn't necessarily water,
No,
I'm
I'm not. I never
Bangkok
talked
can
about.
be harsh.
Yeah, I never talked about Bangkok. I just talked about like Thailand as a whole. You know what I mean? Like,
Thailand, yeah.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
would you
Thailand.
say, PK? Like Bangkok? Like, what do you think?
shit, man.
Let's talk about this as in like elements.
Okay, let's talk about Bangkok, right? Talking about Bangkok, dog. In terms of elements, I don't know, man. I guess air is pretty good. Like, I don't know, air's all right. I think like culturally we're all water, man. But like because of all the flavors that's coming in, I think it's like it's more of water and air now. You know what I mean? Like like Korra herself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like the unification of air and water. I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, man. Effendi, what do you think?
I don't like. I'm still thinking about this, and I think definitely air. But because like I feel like Bangkok is I'll say what it's not, and to me I don't feel like it's Earth. You know what I mean? Like I don't think Bangkok because Earth is the element of like stability, I guess, like or like stubbornness, I guess. Like Bangkok is not fucking stable, bro.
No,
political situation, everything. Whatever, you're not getting political here, but like nothing is fucking
stubborn,
stable.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah, like everything is always in flux. You know what I mean? So like water and air definitely comes to mind, but also fire, because apart from being fucking hot, like the whole year, like I think the city is. Like, what do you think about, like, when you think about fire? Like, what do you get,
Fire is New York.
Fire's New York? Like
passion.
Like, fast-paced, right? Like...
Fast-paced. In your face.
Yeah.
Clashes, man.
You gotta be strong to win.
Yeah.
You don't think Bangkok's like that? You don't think Bangkok's like that a little bit?
No.
No, man. Bangkok is kind of like who can dance around the rules the best, man.
Oh right, that was that's really well.
You know
put.
what I mean? Like something goes this way, like Matrix that shit all the way, all the way to the sunshine, man. You know what I mean? Like that's like alright.
You're not gonna fucking like fight the guy,
No.
Move out of the way, right?
You just maneuver and like I think that goes like metaphorically, that goes beyond, that goes like into like culturally too.
Definitely.
But,
definitely
like,
air and water. Then I agree.
It feels like a freedom dance. Go on.
Yeah.
And I think I was thinking like you said Earth and stability. I thought of London when I thought of Earth.
You think London's stable?
Yeah, it's so stable.
I've never
Everything
lived there,
is the same. Like London is like whatever you see has been there for so long. It's like immovable. Like they're so stubborn to change.
Yeah.
Like if it's different, they're like no. Like when I got there, it like to me coming from like Canada and the States, I was like this place is not very modernized. Like there's a lot of things which are still like back in the day traditionalists. And like to me like that kind of reminds me of Earth a little, but that's a tangent. But I definitely agree with you that it's a mixture. Bangkok is a mixture of water and air.
That's so interesting.
Something in between.
I've never thought about it like that, but that's sick.
Yeah, man.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Just a little brain fart I had the other day that I thought would be nice to share. You know what I mean?
Okay, now that we have the element, what song comes to mind?
Oh, this makes it difficult, man. You're making a difficult game for me, dog.
Man.
I'm not sure.
What song comes to mind, or what sound comes to mind?
Well, I mean,
because it might be hard to think of an exact song, but like maybe like just tell me like maybe genre first, and we'll build from there.
I'm unsure. I'm completely unsure on this. There is in terms of like if you're talking about Bangkok, right? You're talking about Thailand.
Yeah, Bangkok. Just Bangkok.
Water and air. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm currently thinking in my head that there's like there's a very famous song called Porcelain by Moby. You know that song from The Beach?
No.
You know the movie The Beach, Leonardo DiCaprio, really famous. Like all the foreigners come and be like, "Oh, I love this song, bro! Like I watched The Beach and I want to move to Thailand."
Oh, The Beach, like the movie.
Yeah, The Beach.
Right.
The Beach.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. In terms of, that's a hard question. Why don't the hosts help me start up?
Mark, you go, bro.
You ask me the questions, man.
No, I already said mine.
What do you mean? Oh, right, you did. You picked yours.
I said mine, but you guys were like, you didn't know it. But just to help you a little bit, PK, what kind of instruments do you hear from Bangkok? In the sense of like, when you think of Bangkok in your head, and now that we have water and air in our head too, what instruments come to mind? Is it bass heavy? Is it drum heavy? Is it guitar heavy? Findy, you can do this too if it's a little hard for you.
Well,
But
Oh, Mr.
Snap.
fucking Mr.
Mr. Popular.
Mr. Popular.
let's do a 2-minute break intermission.
Yeah, 2-minute break, 2 minutes.
Okay,
I'll
2 minutes.
just continue
Yo,
with
I'm trying to
mine.
get out of this, man.
Man's working, always working.
PK's gotta go take a shit.
Yeah, I bet. He's like he just called himself, and then he's doing a number 2 right now, low key in the bathroom. I bet it's gonna take longer than 2 minutes, man. Fuck.
All day.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyhow,
Elements. Instruments. Fuck. I don't know, man. Like I think definitely something. Oh shit, you're back.
I'm back.
Oh damn, we thought you went to take a shit. We thought you were just
No.
like you called yourself
no.
low key. Go take a number 2 real quick.
I wasn't.
like,
I swear down. I wasn't trying to get out of the conversation, man. My mom called me. I had to go say hello, man.
okay.
Yeah, yo. I thought about it though, man. I mean, like,
What do you think?
I think in terms of water and air, man, water and air are very like with all elements, but I think water and air are also very I don't know, but high class. You know what I mean? In some way, like very like very like because Thailand as well is also like we're like culturally like very like bolan, you know, like ancient, you know, like ancient in the way we're
Old civilization.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Conservative,
yeah.
would you say? Would you use the word conservative for like
Well,
Bolan?
Well,
Or
I mean, just like sacred.
sacred.
Sacred. I prefer to use that word, but I mean, when in terms of the instruments, like piano definitely comes up because I think of the new, like you know, the little like the xylophone looking thing in Asia. That could be like a piano, but at the same time, you know, we always talk about fast pace, so it's like there's water, there's air. Water and air is when water and air is fast paced, it's somewhat dangerous too, no?
It is dangerous. Yeah.
very
Yeah. So
dangerous, right?
yeah. But like a fast piano could be interesting, you know.
Fast piano. Yeah.
Fast piano. Will this piano be in a classical setting or will it be in a more jazz contemporary setting?
Well,
Yeah.
culturally specific, I'd say it would be classical, but it would be a fast classical.
Okay.
Although at the same time, I have no idea about like I don't know my composers. I don't know my
It's fine. It's fine.
violas,
I'm
my
just trying to pick your
violins.
brain a
Yeah,
little.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
In terms of just like spitballing. I don't know, man. What do you think? Like a safe.
Okay,
answer.
wait. Let me just ask you a little deeper. Would it ever be like a synth piano? Because like city pop also comes to mind.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
You know, city pop, like Japanese city pop, like
Oh,
70s,
yeah,
80s.
yeah.
Think like Plastic Love, Maria Ozawa. Oh shit.
Wait, no, not Maria Ozawa.
No. Maria, what's her name? Fuck. Please look it up. I'm so.
Wait, I think you should.
I'm so sorry.
I think you should regain your honor and go ahead and answer for yourself, man.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna look her up.
Mark, you can help your buddy out, man.
Plastic Love, Maria.
Help your buddy out,
Ozawa.
man. จมน้ำแล้วเพื่อนเป็นที่จมน้ำหมดเลยเว้ย
Bro, yeah.
You have fun,
Oh
dog.
my god.
กูจะปิดไมค์กูเลยเฮียกูไม่พูดละ
Oh man. But do you know any city pop?
It's Maria Takeuchi, by the way. I looked it up. And not Maria Ozawa.
Okay. Shit, man. You want me to look up some Japanese pop, man?
No, I'm no, it's fine. It's just if you don't know it, it's fine. We'll talk about like Findy's thing.
Sure, man. Let's
'Cause,
talk about that Ozawa lady, man.
It's not the place, bro. I mean, maybe it is. No, it's not. No, I think
Findy.
instrument, right? Instrument. I agree with
Yeah,
you. Like when you
instrument.
said synth piano, I was like yes, because it's like it's a mix, right? Like it's very like synth piano is like it's electronic music. It's made electronically. You know, so it I'm sorry. it encapsulates the whole thing of like, you know, like the modernity and stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%,
So yeah,
man,
Sid piano.
100%. I mean, yeah, I mean, a piano is like made from string and vibration, right? But this is made from
Electronic sounds.
digitized noise, and it's like
Yeah.
a conversion of that vibration into like it's like having a metaphone, you know, like your voice itself is like a natural natural vibration, but when you have a metaphone, it's an amplification of
Yeah.
noises.
Digitized Noise is a nice
Digitized
album
noises.
name.
Digitized it for like an electronic music album. Yeah, definitely.
Sure, man.
PK,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
should look into that, man. You should.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
You see what you saying, dude? You guys are the music gurus out here, man. I don't know.
What do you
I don't
mean,
know-
bro?
I don't know nothing about music, man. I just like
What do
listening.
you mean?
guys.
You were, you know,
I'm just a
disseminating
professional.
knowledge just now, low key.
I'm just a professional listener, man.
Professional listener.
Yeah, man.
I think just to go on a little tangent here and maybe just explore your thoughts on it a little bit, PK, since you're here. Since we're talking about like, you know, metro living as well. Like you told me that you wouldn't consider yourself a city person actually. Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't actually like your soul doesn't shout city to you.
Oh,
you know?
shit,
Like
really?
No.
whereas when I see you, I'm like, he's a fucking city boy. Like he's out
Yeah,
there
yeah.
dancing with his studio like
Yeah.
friends and stuff, you know, like
Yeah.
and he's like doing all this urban art and all that shit. But when you describe yourself, you wouldn't use those words. So why do you feel that way? And also like, you know, why, you know, just talk about it a
Yeah,
little.
thanks, man. I think it's interesting when you guys when Mark messaged me like about 2 weeks ago, said, hey, this is our topic about being an urbanite, and me and Mark got a little bit of chatting, so I'm just regurgitating that. I told Mark, I was like, yo, it's funny, man. People keep thinking I'm an urbanite, but I actually live outside of the city. I like to take things slow, man, and like I don't really listen to a lot of city. I don't listen to a lot of city things. Yeah, I don't know. I don't consider myself an urbanite. I live outside, and I like to live. I think personally, I try to stay away from the city, and I live a very slow,
Right.
sort of like a slow life, and I try to like spend my time wisely and everything, and try to have the tempo of my own, the sound of my own voice or the sound of my own music, to be rather slow. So I think I find it interesting that people think I'm an urbanite, and I find it interesting even more that the parallels or the comparative between me and what people think I am is actually rather different. You know,
It is, yeah.
yeah. Like I mentioned earlier, like I like country music, man. I like
Yeah.
folk, man. I like things that calm me down,
Low
man.
key a
And-
country boy shit.
yeah, it's I like things that calm me down, man. And I don't know, man. I think it could be something to. I think it could be some relationship between someone who is an urbanite and ways to cope as an urbanite. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, as like an urban boy, I don't think it's good for your consciousness to be listening to even more fast paced music.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, things work
You
in
gotta slow
contradiction.
down a little bit. Balance it out, right?
Yeah. It's all about balance. You know, people who live a fast life maybe prefer to listen to slower music. As you said, we have a lot of melancholic themes that come up earlier.
Yeah,
And we're all
yeah.
city boys. You know, and if you ask like perhaps like a country boy or somebody who lives outside the city, they might prefer to listen to some more upbeat music because that's because they need to balance things out. You know, you probably won't be hearing folk too much at a party bar on Friday night in like let's say Kelowna or something. You know what I mean?
Oh right, yeah.
You know, you won't be hearing
Yeah.
like none of that. You won't be hearing like quiet folk music. But in the city, man, find me at a jazz bar. You know, like I prefer to go to those environments. You know?
Right.
I don't know, man. I think it's a lot of living also translate into the way you listen to music and the choices you choose
Yeah, definitely.
for your music too. And yeah,
Like
go on.
I can definitely understand why people think you're an urbanite though, just because like you know, just from the surface, right? Just from the surface, you're wearing like a beanie in Bangkok. You're like wearing like,
Yeah, man.
you're like.
That's his
Yeah.
fashion,
I mean,
bro.
you like
Come
to
on.
dress up. We know this. Like you like to dress up, and
Yeah.
obviously, like you're a model. It makes sense. But like this idea of a model who likes to live in the countryside is kind of like unheard of. Really, it's like okay, like like you like to dress up, but you're in the countryside, and like, but like knowing PK personally, like I actually can definitely see you being so happy in like some rice farm or some shit.
Yeah, I do.
I can
man,
see
do.
you like being happy, just like in like a little bamboo shed, just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know, just, like,
Yeah.
PK's a
Playing
mellow
chess.
dude, man. You're a mellow dude.
I'd rather be mellow. You know, I think my life is already so
Yeah.
fast and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I don't know. Talking about music, man. You guys watched that movie about the Beatles, right?
Which one?
The one that they were like
The Indian guy.
the Beatles never existed.
Yeah,
and
the
then
Indian guy,
This
the Indian
guy.
guy.
Oh, right. What's it
Yeah.
called?
I didn't watch it, but I heard good things about it.
Okay, so here's a rundown, man. So the Beatles doesn't exist. The guy remembers the Beatles and he makes all the Beatles music and blah 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 blah. But turns out in the end that the Beatles did exist. They just never got famous. Or John Lennon existed, but they never got existed. So the protagonist in this story goes and hunts or finds John Lennon in real life in the universe that he doesn't exist.
He didn't die.
No, he didn't die. Yeah, he just never got famous and he never died.
Yeah.
And in the little universe that the movie created, he went to visit the Beatles. John Lennon in the middle of like North England or something. And you find maybe Liverpool, maybe higher than Liverpool, like at the edge of the world. And you see in the film that John Lennon is doesn't play music, but he's actually just living by himself and painting. And living like the slowest life, living with a bunch of cats and like just painting. And I don't know, I have to fact check this, but I did hear from somebody that like that's what John Lennon said when he was alive. That like if I wasn't famous, I'd rather live at a beach and paint. So that's a little fun fact for you.
And you want to be him? Like
No,
you wanna
no.
do that more?
No. I mean, I'm just
He's a mellow guy.
It was just it's just interesting to build on this theme of contrast and yin yang. You know what I mean? Like
okay.
This film depicts John Lennon as like some sort of he would be chill. So I don't know. Like I think that goes to a little my message, and I don't know if I'm blowing into my own hole here, but I think it does translate, you know? I think it does translate. I think like people in the rural areas listen to more extreme music and people in this city, and I'm linking this to you guys too, that you guys do enjoy slower music as well as you guys enjoy fast-paced music.
Yeah, definitely.
So what do you think about that?
I mean, for me, it's just like I kind of like both, and I guess I'm living in Vancouver, and the thing about Vancouver is that it's both. Right, like it's small town vibes, but it has like quite a few people. You know what I mean? Like you go to places, you always run into like people like people from uni and stuff like that. But at the same time, the city is like also like super diverse, super fast. Like some parts of it is like pretty fast paced, but like you can drive out and there's gonna be like a forest. We're surrounded by like mountains and shit like that. So I don't know. I think I stand somewhere in between. Like I definitely enjoy like fast-paced life and doing a lot of things in a small amount of time, or like being in different spaces in a small amount of time. But at the same time, like I also like to get up at 11, go have like brunch like with the boys, that kind of thing. Chill at the beach, like yeah.
That's fair. I would do that too, though, in Vancouver.
Yeah, right. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah.
I appreciate both, and I kind of talked about this in the beginning, how like I have like two kind of moods when I'm in a big city. Like there's like this lonely, insignificant vibe, and I think in both scenarios I kind of prefer it when I'm alone. Paradoxically, like when it's like fast paced, I'd rather be alone and just like run through town, just like listen to my music and just like have in my own headspace. And also when I'm like sad, like I kind of want to be alone. In general, I just want to be alone, guys.
You're just an introverted guy.
Mark's an introvert, man. Mark's a lone wolf, man.
Just an introverted guy.
Yeah. But I find it interesting. When you listen to fast-paced music, you want to be alone. And when you're listening to slow-paced music, does it make you want to be more alone, or does it help you be okay? Or does it help
I think it helps me be okay with being alone, or like it makes me come to terms with being alone. I don't know. In a way, like I like to think I'm like pretty. I like to think of death a lot. I'm just like, oh, like I'm like insignificant, and I'm just like,
okay, man.
like everyone like is here to just like be here for a period of time, and they'll be gone.
Yeah.
And like I'm here in this tube, in this seat, for this period of time. Like it's kind of like pulling myself out of this present moment. And sometimes I like to think of that stuff, you know. It's like kind of existential.
Nah, you're a truth searcher, man. It's all right.
Truth searcher, yeah.
I'm the philosopher king, bro.
Sure,
Whoa,
man.
hold
Yeah, all right. All right, little
Hold
Nietzsche.
up.
All right. You do you,
All
man.
right.
You do you, man.
Plato.
Mark
Plato.
Young Money to Nietzsche Plato, man. All right. I'll be your Socrates, baby. Yeah.
Nice pickup line. I'll be your Socrates, baby.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we're hitting about 50 something minutes
Yes, sir.
now.
Shit, man.
I
Too
think
bad.
I'd
Did we
like
cover
to
anything
wrap
good,
this
man?
up.
Did we cover anything good
We
today,
covered
We covered
excellent
everything
material
we
today.
wanted to, bro. It was good.
PK, do you want to say anything before we go to our tradition of our podcast?
What are
sharing
you
music?
doing these days, PK? What are you working on?
Oh man, right now I'm just like putting my head down, working on my acting stuff, and I'm just like I'm doing a lot of yoga nowadays because everything's a little slow. So I'm just like trying to keep my
There we go,
body
mellow
active,
guy.
man, and do my stuff. Trying to live my life happy, you know. Trying to live my life peaceful. It's very unpeaceful time out now, so I'm just trying to be peaceful, you know. That's what I'm doing, man. I'm just enjoying my best life and hanging out with butts and bums and homies on the internet. You know what I'm
Did
saying?
you say mums?
Butts and bums?
Butts and bums.
Butts
Oh,
and
bums. I thought you said moms. I was like,
Butts and bums.
okay.
No.
You into
just-
that these days, bro? Shit.
No, man. Nah. I don't know what you're thinking, man. I got my mom, man. Nah.
All right. One mom's enough, huh?
Hey, what are you thinking about there, Mark?
Just Maria Ozawa things. Like,
Yeah. See,
believe I fucking said that. That's
Afindi, you put Mark on a tangent, man.
yeah.
Oh man, that destroyed me. Anyhow,
Song Rex.
we're very proud of you, PK, of what you've accomplished, and we're very proud that you are still creating and you're still sticking to your own guns when it comes to creating and being an artist. Yeah, and you know, as a friend that I've known you for a long time, I'm very happy to see that you found your way in this cruel world or this fun world. I don't know how you want to see it, but I'm very happy that you found, you know, a place in
man.
this whole thing.
You're
Yo.
dope, man.
Yeah.
Like,
anyhow,
Yo, thanks, my guy. That's
Yeah.
such sweet words,
I
man.
want to say
wish-
something to PK. Let me say something to
Ben,
PK. I haven't
okay,
talked to him in
say
a
it,
while,
Yo,
bro.
Ben, I want
Man,
some sweet
like,
words from Effendi.
like, I'm a big fan of like how you're just yourself, man, like all the time. You know what I mean? Like you're like unapologetically yourself. And I think, you know, that's like that's why I'm like, you know, that's your charm, you know what I mean? Like is that you're like unapologetically yourself and it shows. And I think that's just something that's really important.
Yo,
Yeah.
sick.
yo, thanks, man. Thanks,
All right.
lots of love.
So
man. Yo, it's
is your dick
so
hard?
nice.
Because we just sucked it real hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I feel,
Oh,
yeah,
damn.
I feel it, man.
I feel a little tingle.
Yeah, no,
PK, there's a tradition in our show to share some music that you've been inspired by or like listening to right now.
Oh,
If you have any at the top of your head,
all right.
you can just say it now. And yeah, do you have any songs?
Well, I'm just gonna go on my Spotify. Not sponsored by Spotify,
Okay, then-
but going on
Yeah,
my
Mark, go
Spotify.
first.
Then
Both me and PK gotta look through this shit.
yeah,
man.
then I'll do mine first then. So I've recently been very into this Welsh artist called Carwyn, Ellis, and Rio 18. The song is called Duwies Dre. It's all in Welsh. It's pretty great. And I've also been jamming out to Tamia's old song, which is Officially Missing You, but it's the MIDI Mafia mix, which is like a remix of some kind. It's really good. So go check it out. Remix. Have you got your songs, boys?
You got your song, PK, or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
All right, I'll go first. It's actually a Taiwanese song by a band called Deca Joints. And like I've been like in the past week I've been listening to a lot of like Taiwanese music. I think it's dope. I started out with what's that band called? Sunset Roller Coaster, and then I like just went down a rabbit hole. But I found this band called Deca Joints. The song name has a bunch of characters that I don't know yet. I'm like very low level Mandarin student, but we'll post it downstairs We'll post in the link downstairs. Yeah, it's a really good song.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, PK.
Is that me, man? Is it me? Well, here's what I'm landing on right now, man. I'm landing on. Ooh, yeah, okay, cool. Things are popping up now. Okay, I'm landing on an artist I really like right now called Joanne Shelley. She's a new artist, but she's a folk. It's really like, it's very like pleasant to be listening to, and it's like the sort of country I like. You know, it's a sort of like, I don't know. It's like sort of like 5 a.m., 7 a.m. the sort of music that you want to wake up to. And
okay, what song is it in particular?
Well, right now this is a song I sent to my girlfriend, but this song is called "Sweet Dark Haired Man," and she really likes it, and so yeah, it's pretty good. You should check it out if you have the chance.
Okay.
Sick. Just to drop a few more, I guess. I've been listening to a lot of Stan Getz. I really like Stan Getz right now.
Okay, yeah, Stan Getz.
Stan Getz, specifically his album with Gil Gerberto, super nice. I'm sure you guys already know that, though.
Yeah, Girl from Ipanema and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The Brazilian god himself.
Yeah, man. How many more am I allowed to? How many more am I allowed
As much
to?
as you
You
want,
can
bro.
say how much. Yeah,
Just
go
go
for
through
it.
all of Spotify, bro. Like,
Yo, this will take another 13 hours, man. Nah. All right. So last two, another artist I'm really like, enjoying right now is Matt Kobe. His new thing just came out, so I just want to give a shout out to that. My spiritual leader.
Yeah,
and
he's good.
most lastly, I really enjoyed this. I've been enjoying this song, man. It's just like it's like ethnic music from Ethiopia, really random. But there's this artist called Mahmoud Ahmed. The song is called Tazeta, and it's not bad, man. If you're trying to like reach like if you're trying to just like, I don't know, music is a nice escape. You know what I mean? Like it is a nice aesthetic experience, and it's nice, like it's a nice way to boost our life. But also in the same way, it is also a way for us to travel. Freedom, you know, with Spotify, we're allowed to go anywhere in the world and listen to the sounds of each places of the world.
Yeah.
And lately I've been enjoying my travels to Ethiopia. Lately, metaphorically. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think like ethnic music is like an interesting genre that I've been dipping my toes in, and like, you know, how music makes you feel in a different place. Music helps you categorize as places, but also at the same time, it also lets you travel to the other places that the music itself categorizes.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. On that note,
That's it.
yeah, man. That's where I'm at, man.
That's
where I'm at.
sick.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, bro.
Yo, thanks so much for having me, man.
Thank you.
So much for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
of course,
that's
we'd love to have you back. You're an excellent guest on the show. If
Thank
anything,
you.
you could be a host if you wanted to.
Nah, man.
Yo,
Nah,
sub out.
I'm alright, man. I'm
Sub
alright,
out
man.
for one of us.
Yeah, I'll sub in.
But,
I'll sub in if you need to. But yeah, it's your show, man.
Oh,
and thank a
yeah,
lot for
okay.
thanks a
Okay.
bunch. Thanks
There
a
you
bunch
go.
for having me on balcony, man. Like lots of love, man. I wish a lot of success, man.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you very much. Thank you, PK, for joining the music circle this week. For all the listeners out there, thank you for listening this week. Like, share, subscribe, all that bullshit.
that
Follow the
bell.
Instagram page. We're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts now.
Are you?
So
everywhere.
nice,
go listen
man.
to us too.
The boys
Yo,
are
nice,
everywhere.
man.
Let's
yo,
go.
I'm gonna be on Spotify, dog. Give me
Oh,
that. Give me,
shit.
Yo,
give me that likes, man.
listen
Give me
to
that
that shit.
like, man. I want to
All
be
right,
in your
man.
voices.
Well, thank you, PK. Thank you, Afindi. I'll see you guys next week. Woo, bye.
Peace and love, yo. Peace and love. Bye bye, Sawadee Cup.